Oh, DoorDash. I mean, will you never admit when you're wrong?
Xbox, Twitter, Uber,
Postmates,
Netflix, Movie Pass,
Google,
eBay,
DoorDash,
Apple, Amazon, Airbnb,
The Apptrepreneur. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Attorney. Thank you for clicking on this video. Hey, do me a favor. If this is your first time here and you happen to like this video, please subscribe below and ring that bell for notifications. We upload videos on a near daily basis, but you know, it's always nice to get notified. So here's the thing. I wasn't going to make any videos today. After last night's live stream discussion with Harry Campbell, which, you know, you can see, we'll have a link to it at the end of this video, I figured, you know what, I'm just going to take Wednesday off. That's today's videos. But then I noticed DoorDash being stupid. So I kind of realized, well, shoot, I guess I have to do something today after all. So we're doing this one video today. And the story is that DoorDash is being sued for wage theft. Now, some of you might be looking at me and saying like, well, okay, aren't they sued for that all the time? Yes. However, how often are the gig economy companies sued by the Attorney General? In this case, the DC Attorney General sues DoorDash for pocketing tips. Long time coming, man. Long time coming. Look, you all who've been watching me for a long time, you know how I feel about DoorDash. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. I will not use them under any circumstance. They are by far the worst of them. Why do I wear the DoorDash shirt? Because they gave it to me one time in a vain attempt to buy my silence, and now I wear the shirt basically to piss them off because they don't like people like me wearing it. But anyway, let's look at this article. Let's find out what's going on with them. So here's what's going on. The Attorney General of Washington, D.C. is suing DoorDash, saying that the food delivery service pocketed tips that customers thought were going to delivery workers. The lawsuit, filed Tuesday, seeks to recover millions of dollars in tip money and to impose civil penalties on the company. Quote, DoorDash misled consumers who reasonably believe that their tips would go to workers, not the company's bottom line, said Attorney General Karl Racine. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. We are filing a suit to put a stop to this deceptive practice and secure monetary relief for those harmed by DoorDash's actions. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Carl. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for acknowledging that DoorDash has indeed been stealing tips from the workers. They've been stealing our tips, our money, all to pad their bottom line. Now, of course, DoorDash is going to deny this. They're going to say, hey, we never stole tips. Our new system is not an admission of guilt that we stole tips. We did it for more transparency. We were always guaranteeing they would make $5. And if someone tipped, hey, guess what? That was just part of the deal. No, it was not. You know, when I started driving for DoorDash, I sound like such an old man when I share these stories, but I was making $6 per delivery and tips on top of that. 100% tips on top of that. Now, there were some downsides. If the drive was particularly long, it was like if it was like a 16-mile drive, you didn't really get anything more than the $5. So, you know, there are things that were not perfect about it, but you definitely could get an average of $8 to $15 per trip. Not anymore. Not anymore. For what they were doing for the longest time, they were saying, hey, you're guaranteed $5, but hey, if someone tips you $4, you don't get that $4. In fact, we consider the guarantee to have been met, so we're not going to pay you that $4, but, you know, you'll get $5 still. So they do trickery like that, legal wording trickery, as I called it, because, yeah, it was a rotten system. They were stealing the tips. We know they're stealing the tips because here's the thing. They're still charging the customer $6 to $7 to have that thing delivered, which really, they should only be taking a couple dollars from that anyway. But when they left a tip, guess what? They got to keep more of that $6 to $7. Sometimes more if it was a longer trip. You know, not every change they made was terrible. But anyway, let's continue with this. DoorDash said the accusations are without merit. Well, of course they did. The San Francisco-based delivery company changed its pay structure in August and said workers are earning more money under the new system. Well, they always say that. I mean, I rarely see an example of that happens. In fact, yeah, the the guy who I don't get along with, you know who he is. His most popular video, how much money I'm making driving for Uber this week, has a picture of him holding up a cell phone, was over $3,000. I don't believe he's made over $3,000 in a long time. I see very similar things with DoorDash videos. You go to videos from like 3 years ago, oh my gosh, I made hundreds of dollars tonight, sometimes up to $1,000. Not anymore. No, not anymore. You will probably make more than $100, but the 400, 500 nights, the ones that I remember doing when it's like, hey, I'm going to start at 4 and I'm going to stop at 9:30 and I'm going to make $400, and it was easy to do. Not a thing anymore. Not a thing anymore. So yeah, no, DoorDash, I would like you to show actual pay stubs from people. Show the breakdown too. Like, that's the thing. You're never showing the breakdown. Show exactly how they're making more money. So let's continue. According to the complaint, however, the company did not provide restitution for customers who were misled or workers who had their tips taken. Of course not, because, like, I mean, that's kind of like that old joke from a politician who's like, you know what? This community made me so much money, I wanted to give something back. Not the money, but something. So that's kind of what that reminds me of. So the lawsuit is the latest attempt to improve working conditions in the so-called gig economy, where tech companies connect customers with freelance workers who provide meal deliveries, give rides, or run errands. DoorDash recently pledged $30 million to fight a new California law that would give contractors workplace protections of full-fledged employees. Yeah, yeah, that shows where their heart really is, by the way. They're not spending that $3 million on the drivers, improving their working condition. No, they're using it to fight the drivers. There you go. Steve Smith, spokesperson for California Labor Federation, said in an email, "It's deeply troubling that DoorDash committed $30 million to a California ballot measure to deny driver basic protections while allegedly stealing those same driver tips." Yeah, that's the other funny thing. That $30 million, that's not even their money. That's your money. That's your tip money being used right there. So Racine began investigating how DoorDash pays delivery workers after media reports surfaced about its tipping practices. The investigation examined pay practices from July 2017 to September 2019. DoorDash encouraged customers to tip and included a default recommended tip for all orders, but the workers were paid the same in nearly all cases, no matter how much the customer tipped, the complaint said. Instead, tips largely went to subsidize DoorDash's payment to workers, so the more customers tipped, the less DoorDash had to shell out, the complaint said. Before accepting a delivery job, workers were offered a guaranteed amount, the complaint said. If the delivery worker was guaranteed $10 for the job and the customer didn't leave a tip, DoorDash would pay the worker $10. If the consumer tipped $3, DoorDash would use it to offset the $10 it still owed the delivery driver, leaving the company to pay only $7. And by the way, there's laws in many states that say companies cannot take tips. So under those states, DoorDash would not win if one of those states sued, because it's like, hey, is that a tip? Then you know what? It goes on top of whatever you promised to pay them. No exceptions. So anyway, DoorDash worked with an independent firm to verify that it has always paid 100% of tips to delivery workers, a DoorDash spokeswoman said. Well, that person wasn't very bright. I'd probably ask for my money back, to be honest. You can tip a worker who delivers your food in cash, and that way you can be assured the worker is going to be able to get it and keep that tip, Wiseman said. Yeah, that was the only way, but how many people carried cash? So, anyway, this man right here, hero of mine right now. Absolute hero of mine. I am so happy. I mean, politicians don't always do good work. They don't always use their time wisely. That's one of the reasons I don't watch CNN anymore. I frankly get frustrated with both sides. But I like it when I read stories like these. This is hopeful. It means that finally people are realizing what a raw deal drivers are getting. And what they've had. It even kind of highlights really how much better it used to be. Now, this guy only studied DoorDash when this was taking effect. This whole tip stealing thing. I mean, there is a part of me that wishes these people would go back a couple years earlier, see how it worked when they started, and say, hey, by the way, you're doing this and payment dropped by this much percent. That's why we're going after you. I wish that would happen. We'll have to see. But hey, this is a good start. I'm always happy to hear things like this. What do you think, though? Do you agree that this is a good thing? Do you not agree? I would love to know. Please comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. Totally optional, of course, but even as little as $1 a month goes a long way to helping the channel run smoothly and you get access to my Patreon's exclusive blog. Also, if gas prices get you just a little down, check out the Get Upside app below. It's totally free, but you get cash back on every gas purchase. If you want more content from me, check out my other channels, Kevin T. Rodriguez, the Apptrepreneur Vlogs, and Autograph Hound. And finally, if you would like to talk to me or other food delivery gig workers in general, check us out at the Apptrepreneur Hangouts on Facebook. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.